and female and genderness and things like that. And, you know, we have talked so much about this, how we really, so many of us feel like we are being forced into a box by the outside world, or, you know, individuals, or the community at large, society at large, gay or straight, black or white, male or female. And, you know, it feels, it's so important to recognize the potential, the blendedness that many, many, many of us are on a lot of these axes. So I guess we'll change the slide into the first image, which I think is a really great representation of a bigger comic strip called Monstrous Discrepancies. And, you know, we see the black and the white in these extremes on one end. And then, really, in reality, we really are our own creatures. We're all individuals in some way. So I just thought that was a really fun way of representing that. And so, in terms of the importance of searching for community, if you feel like you do have a blended identity, I have a few examples of that. And one, I'd like to talk about Heidi Giroux and So the good news about all of this, and I think we saw some of that demonstrated and discussed as well, is that there is an incredible rise of people, especially young people, who identify themselves as blends of sex and gender and race. Certainly sexuality, we hear people, you know, the rise of the term queer, and pansexual and bisexual, and people feeling more and more comfortable to talk about that, or some people using no labels at all, sometimes adamantly using no label. You know, I'm a being who loves people, and that's what it is. We have the Pew Research Center came out with a study from data from 2008 and 2009 that says the students now in college have the largest group of mixed-race people ever to be coming of age in the United States, and 1 in 7 new marriages are between spouses of different races or ethnicities. So people are becoming more and more comfortable with the mix, however that comes about. And the challenge, we've heard, you know, a lot of that tonight too. That still, there's a study from Dane County, Wisconsin, with 13,000 people in middle and high school students. And we've got 7% of straight youth thinking about suicide within the last 30 days, versus 33% of LGBTQ students, and specifically 44% of bisexual students. So that really, there's a big jump there, and something to really be aware of. That there's still a lot of pressure. You know, we don't know, again, exactly the specifics of these individuals, but you have to wonder, is it the pressure to choose a side in some way, you know, which can cause that extra experience of pain. So next slide. So what can you do to help this situation? And I was just thinking a lot about communication with people who feel that they are in the in-betweens in whatever way. And the one thing is to look beyond intentional bi-erasure. You know, there are the people that are going to say, well, you don't exist, and I don't like you for X, Y, and Z reason, you know. But there's a lot that can happen just in consciousness without being aware of it. You know, I know that sometimes even I make the mistake of, like, you see someone with a person of a certain sex or gender, and you assume, oh, well, that person's straight or that person's gay. You might just, however it is, it's sort of, we have these preconditioned thoughts that when you hear someone talking and describing their lives, you go, okay, well, they're saying this, but what I really think is this, you know. And so that people define themselves. That's something that I feel is so important. There are times when I will hear someone talking about, again, their sexuality, and you say, well, you know, I'm not sure that person's really asexual. Maybe this happened to them, or maybe we don't really get to say that, you know. Lots of things have happened to lots of people, good and bad and indifferent, and it makes for a whole being. So just allow that person to define themselves. If you're